Hey, everybody. I thought I wasn't added into my own panel. That was weird. Just let me know if the sound is okay. Trying to bring up somebody else's video that I was watching today. I don't think I'm gonna. Oh, that was a little loud. I just sent out, I just shared out. I didn't think I was going to be able to go live today because of not having an electrical panel. They just finished. And then my husband wanted me to take a picture and send it to our inspector, and that is done too. So yay! Hopefully that's one thing checked off the list of all the things, that seem to come up with homeownership. Woo! I'm also, of course, very happy to have, our Wi-Fi working again. My son likes to use it besides just me. And of course, I have my Fibro Fridays now, and I was afraid that, this was going to totally cancel it out. I saw somebody else was also going live at this time, which maybe I'm usually live before them and I never noticed, but that was kind of interesting. Hey, Lewis. Aiden here, thanks for coming in first. I appreciate you, man. Really do. Um, I definitely appreciate the people who can come in and can stay, but even the ones that come in and, stay for just a little bit is great. It's kind of hard with the ones that kind of just fly through just to leave their channel in here. I have, an issue with that. I've seen that a lot, especially with a certain group. But I totally understand that people get busy, but it's usually consistently with certain people that I see it happen. And I just think that's kind of rude. Hey, Shawnee Shave. What's up? Good to see you. Um, we just got our power back on. I was telling everybody. Wave? No, you want to come over and wave? You can come wave. Come over here and wave. You want to wave? He's sitting in the chair going, wave. There, you want mommy to wave? There, I'll wave. Don't wave this way though. We're not. Let's wave. He likes to wave this way ever since he was little, like he's royalty. Okay, you gonna come wave, or you gonna just keep talking about it? Mrs. Claus isn't in the building right now. We lost power on purpose. We had to get our whole panel replaced because the inspector caught that it was a panel that the company is no longer in business. And Florida, if you have, say a fire or anything else that goes wrong and you make an insurance claim, I'm sure the insurance company then turns around and sues whoever they can to recoup their money, which would be, the panel people. And supposedly the panel we had came up quite a bit in fires. So I'm kind of glad that we have a new one. And I hope that, that will be good. See. No, give me that, please. That's why it's here with me. He removed this off his sports cup. Wants to chew it. Yes, it's finally taken care of. I just let go of it. I gave it to my husband because this one company, they just bid. I think what happened was that they bid it too low, and then they realized it after the fact, and then they wanted us to pay for their mistake. Like, it's fine, maybe $100, 200, but yeah. And both of the subcontractors they sent out gave us incorrect information, and we found out the guy who does most of them in here. He told us, like, no, you don't have to do this outside part in Boynton unless I'm doing like this outside panel and replacing that. But that wasn't on supposedly the inspection. So I hope we're not calling them back and getting all that replaced too. If that's replaced, it's a separate job plus the pole. I just hope my husband took care of it right. Right now it's definitely more money than the bid I had gotten, but the company was dragging their feet. Okay, we need to plug you in. Give me 1 second. I just need to plug him in. Sorry about that. I just noticed that his iPad was at 4% because for some reason, he left it plugged in while they were doing the work on the panel, and it was like it sucked power out of his iPad. It was really weird. I've never seen that happen before. You're there, Bob. You're over there. Oh, hey, CR. Good to see you. It's been a while. Bob 942. You're over there. Nationwide, with all the disasters, all the homeowners insurance will go up. Yeah. Well, because they're also insurance companies and they like making money too. Boop. There's that. But in Florida, because of our hurricane season, also because we have crappy drivers, our insurance too is quite high, which is no fun, like our car insurance. So yeah. I don't want to move out of our state because of our weather and because of my husband having to get a job, like a new job at his age, but definitely dreaming, and kind of trying to goal set a little bit. And that's kind of what I was going to talk about, was why I brought up that, like, it seemed like such a depressing thing to say, like, well, if I live to 80, I've got like 26 Christmases or 27 Christmases to go. It was 26. Yeah. Because this one we already passed. And it was all for the purpose of making the most of that time. Like, okay, if I only have that, then I need to start like putting the pressure on me, because with ADHD, you kind of get, you procrastinate. It's a common thing with ADHD. Also, you're kind of perfectionist oriented, and perfectionists, as my old boss said, don't get much done because they just want it perfect, so they won't start until they can wrap their head around it to make it perfect. So, yeah, I have been actually dreaming kind of today, and I was writing down some of what, is the dream, which is not huge. Like, I don't want a lot of property, I would like a privacy and property that way, but I don't want a lot of property heading into, you know, being 53 and with fibro. That's just putting a lot on my husband to do. However, I would like us to be able to take the equity, if we can, before the market crashes, and just totally pay off a house in another area. It's just hard to leave the weather of Florida, looking at everybody with, the weather issues. My fingers look like they're black, but they're not. That was weird. Um, the weather issues all over, with you guys freezing up north. I really do not want to be freezing as I age, and especially with fibro. It's not the best. But then again, we have hurricane season, and all those pressure systems that we go through for that whole hurricane season is not pleasant either with fibromyalgia. I don't know if you guys turn it down, please. Go turn it down. It's way too loud. Sorry. Turn it down, please. So yeah, there's the pressure systems that just make me ache and get migraines, or there's the freezing that can kind of do that too, but at least I can bundle up. I felt better actually. Yeah, I know. Living up north, as far north as you are, and with your rainy weather that your state gets, yeah, I wouldn't want that far north. There's no way we could live like that. My husband can't handle the cold, so it would have to be like a mild cold. Feel every cold front and low pressure. Oh, you do? I am so sorry, Glenn. I know what that feels like. That it's awful. You might want to get checked out to see if you have fibro. You could also, do you have old injuries? Because I know my wrist that supposedly I just sprained, but it looked like I dislocated a bone when it happened. That will tell me stuff too. And my knees. I might see. Wow. Wait, 40? Is that 40 Celsius or Fahrenheit? You put an F next to it. 40 Fahrenheit, we might see the 50s this next week. I don't want to go too far away from the video that I pulled because I wanted to talk about that real quick too. Yeah, we are supposed to I was thinking we might get 40s. It's saying Sunday I might get as low as 48, and that's Fahrenheit. Hey, Passamaquoddy, good to see you. As 40 there also. Oh, okay. I was thinking you guys were way lower, Bob. I didn't know you were just 40. Oh, from negative 35? Yikes. Okay, so you're saying it's going to warm up. 30. What are you at, Shawnee? If it feels like negative 14. See, I don't want to deal with that. There's no way. Mm-mm. Even though people are like, well, you can only get so naked in Florida when it gets hot. Still, I'd rather put on a bikini than hurt a lot and, I mean, other people might not want me to. No, I meant how cold has Minnesota gotten like right now? You're finally above freezing? Oh, yuck, Bob. I'm glad you are, but yuck about freezing. But yeah, people are always like, it's easier to get warm than it is, to get cooled off. And I guess that's for the people who are up north. But for me, because I live here, it's harder for me and my blood to, warm up when it's cold. 23 degrees feels like 12. Ooh, it's because it's snowing. When it's snowing and there's that moisture in the air, it definitely drops the temperature and makes you feel it in your bones. I used to hate that when I went to school in PA and we would get low temperatures like that, and the moisture would be in the air. Oh, it would go right through you. And then add the wind chill and you're below zero. Oh, right into the bones. Yeah, that's awful, Bob. What a huge, huge. I'm surprised you didn't get sick. That's a huge drop from the 80s to below freezing. Oh, thank you. Negative 45? What? Oh my goodness. My freezer isn't even that cold. That is crazy. I didn't know Minnesota got that cold. I knew it got cold, but not that cold. Now it makes sense why I see this couple. They're a younger couple. We used to watch this show, The Last Alaskans, because it was really based more in reality, because it was based on, oh, he has a different name. It starts with an H. Can't think of his name. Anyway, it was based off of his life that they started filming. There was a book about him. Anyway, this kid and his wife, he's not so much a kid anymore, they moved there because he wanted those same kind of Hemo, that's his name, Hemo. They wanted those same kind of adventures, and he was from Minnesota. So now I see how he thought, like, oh, no problem, I can move to Alaska. Yes, we do all have our limits to either cold or heat. Yep. It just depends what you're used to as far as a matter of time. It depends what you're used to. Also depends what your body's doing, because hormonal shifts in our bodies can also create issues with being able to, uh, for our nervous system, be able to keep up with hot and cold. Yeah, that's awful, Shawnee. I'm sorry. Oh, you did both get sick. I was wondering because that's quite the temperature drop. Yeah, our heat during the summer has become a little bit on too much side. I agree. And really, people don't want to be seeing me in a bikini at this age. If they do, it's just my husband, maybe, and I don't know, some, I don't know. I don't know who else, but I'm not showing up in, bikini on even just a bathing suit. I won't film myself in bathing suit for my channel. Sorry for anybody who was waiting for that day. I don't think it will happen. Even when I'm at the beach, I usually, wear a tank top or something so I'm covered. That's just out of respect for my husband. But if he dies, who knows what I'll do? Because I've seen these other ones that, on YouTube just go crazy. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to be at my age getting like the young girls are. Yeah, Glenn, I don't know how I'm going to handle this summer. And seriously, that's what I meant by I'm dreaming, on paper. And then I'm working my way back like, okay, well, what would be the step before that? You're out. What do you mean you're out? I also was looking at areas with the highest tornado count. I was surprised South Carolina gets so many tornadoes, but we did drive through there and they had like sudden 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts out of nowhere. And that was when the pine tree went down right across 95. Oh, that's what was happening to me, Shawnee, while I was just even dreaming and trying to go to the next step. I was dreaming about, okay, well, I at least want an acre, at least an acre. I'll even settle for a half. That would be great. And at this point, if it's out in the country and it's a quarter, maybe, and not too far out in the country because we have to be able to get into where there are jobs and not have like a super long commute. Oh, you were waiting for the beginning. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. You might, you might not be in good shape by the time I do it, and I might mentally not be in the best shape. Maybe my body will be, though. I did start doing little bits of exercise here and there, like as far as building muscle, not weightlifting, just, push ups and squats. And um, as soon as I get strong enough, I'll do planks, kickbacks, those kind of things. No, I don't wanna live in Canada. I'm not going won't even go as far north as Bob is, so, yeah, no, that's okay. Thanks, though. Thanks, Louis. I don't foresee that happening ever. I wouldn't be able to take Canada. Although where Maureen is, it's cold right now, but she's got more temperate zone, um, and that's above Bob. Well, it's kinda like a diagonal, I think, offshoot. So yeah, the dreaming, I was trying to Johnny, I was having the same thing, like writer's block. It wasn't so much the dreaming block. I know the big dream, but it's the okay, well, what would I be doing right below that? Okay, I have to kind of work back and forth because I was watching somebody who was saying about goal setting, and it was like, well, you can work backwards from the dream. And I'm like, yeah, kinda, but it's kind of easier for me to work the opposite way because I've done it for my parents. Yeah, nothing north of Tennessee. Saw Tennessee's weather. Also, Tennessee has a ton of tornadoes. Ton. I was surprised too. Texas, Tennessee. I mean, we have our own problems down here with the hurricanes, but I was really surprised. And yeah, I should have brought those up. Actually, that was quite interesting. I'll do it next time. You want to move to Arizona? Well, try. Give it a shot. Maybe somebody else might want to move into your house, Louis. You know? You're gonna be moving to Arizona with all the people that are coming over the border. That's that's the only thing. So you're definitely gonna have to come into the States and get a little pew pew collection started. Oh, okay. I totally understand, Glenn. I know you've got all those harvested all those tomatoes and greenhouse, and you got your own stuff too at home. Totally hear you. I got plenty too. I did a little bit today while the power was off inside, but as far as outside, I just brought some of my plants out where they could get the rain. Cute, creative redundancy. See ya, Glenn. So I'm not sure what my girls are, other than I got Shawnee in here. But yeah, I was hoping that maybe we could do South Carolina, but then I saw the tornado count and I was like, well, those scare me more than hurricanes because hurricanes, we can at least, they're like, oh, it's coming. Okay, it should be and they let you know. And here's the spaghetti model. And you usually have plenty of time to plan. Tornado, it's sighting and it's already touching down because there's been a sighting. Those, woo, yeah. And I thought, well, I could get a basement, but I don't understand why all these tornado states don't build like, I don't know, like they build down here because the tornadoes are just as dangerous as the hurricanes. Oh, there you are, Passamaquoddy. That's right. You're still here. Yay. That's my girl. Yeah, that's my girl. But, yeah, so I was looking at that, but the first thing I'm gonna have to do and what I did for my parents is attic and garage is usually the first place I clean out because those have been just sitting the longest, and those are the things like, "Okay, well, I haven't really used this, so that can go, get donated or sold or whatever." Oh, yeah. That's one thing I do like about the North is you guys get, like, a little bit of rest and planning time for your gardening season, but I still like the ability to go outside and I could still, you know, grow something if I needed to outdoors. But the problem with our season, the way it is when I want lettuce, there's no way in heck it's growing unless I grow it inside hydroponically. Yeah, the big cleaning out, but I last year I just couldn't do it. I couldn't with mom's stuff. It was just I wasn't ready yet. And now I'm starting to. I gotten, I sold some things that I definitely won't use. And not a lot. I didn't sell a lot, and they were things that were kind of belonged to me, given to me. It's huge. I did that. Okay, that sounds good. Fix me something too, Passamaquoddy. Kind of want it pizza night, but I want real pizza and not gluten free. Yeah, I did a huge clean out for my parents, and thank God I did because they ended up, putting the house up for sale and moving. No, 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 no. What did? Oh, yeah, clean it up if you made a mess. I imagine he's playing with his water. You're eating lunch. Yeah, that's why I took if you haven't gone to my community tab and taken the little quiz as what time would be good for you guys for this live on the daytime. Yeah, it's just playing in the snow. No throwing. Hold on one second. He just knocked down my plant. Actually, I should put this behind me. I'll show you. Don't throw, please. No, sir. No throwing. No throwing. Yeah, he's feeling very action. Needs wants to deep shade. Let's see. Why don't tornado states still build the storm? Yeah, exactly. Why don't they build this? Well, I would want the storm cellar adjacent to the house, but they might build it further away. They might have built it further away because so your house wouldn't fall on top of it and then you'd be trapped in it. So yeah, that kind of makes me, you know, wonder why. They should be. Yep, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree with this. Yep. And yeah, it should be if you have a property that, yep. But then there's Florida properties that they don't put up stuff. They let you know you're, you know, risking it to live there, but they should be held accountable. That's why you get renter's insurance, but that's I wouldn't want to lose all my stuff because the rental that I rented didn't have panels or uh, safe windows. But that's what we're getting together. Those pictures of the panel. Now we also had a picture of a panel that covers our door. I mean, our electrical panel, and then the panel that covers our doors for the winds. So the wind mitigation, hopefully, we'll get that discount. Had some beautiful cabbage or something growing. Yes, they did. They had cabbage. They had one cauliflower I saw. I would rather grow broccoli. I think I even say something about broccoli. They had the Chinese cabbage, but those jackfruit, oh my gosh, they were huge. I can't wait till my tree produces. Feed a family. Yeah, oh, they totally figured out. That's the extension that's near me from the state extension. I mean, that's the closest near me. Please don't touch this. Now he's grabbing the checkbook. Don't touch. Go drink your water, please. Behave yourself. Just give mommy a little bit of time without you. No, you don't have to do that. Now he's going to poop for me, of course, because I'm on the live. This is why I usually can't do daytime lives, because we will have days like this where he's just not settled. Good time. Yeah, we have one of those. I've had ours for a while. We're actually on our second one, and he'll use it sometimes, but other times he doesn't. It's a great thing to have. That's good. I'm glad they're responding well to it. Okay. Well, I didn't know. Like, even us stay-at-home moms have stuff going on. Like, certain times are busier than others. No, Malachi, stop it. Yeah, you don't do that. No, no spitting, sir. No. Give me the towel, please. Yeah. Thank you. Learn to catch with one hand. This is what he knocked over. Our Publix had BOGO on orchids, so yeah. I'm BOGOing it for an orchid, you bet. They're actually in full bloom now, and they're still blooming. I have another one that's yellow. I didn't have any yellows. So he chews those more, Shawnee. He's pretty severe. He's doing pretty, you hear him talking. No. No, sir. He has an issue with water. He will sometimes behave with it, but right now he's not. You need to stop. Give mommy the water right now. Yes, give me your water. Give me your water. Thank you. He's been no, drink it. No spitting. He's been a spitter since he was little. And at first I thought he went on a family visit, and it was noted that the kids were doing that. So thinking that most of his siblings that did that are on the spectrum too. Yeah, I collect orchids instead of cut flowers. That's what I do. Oh, hi, Moon. Sorry, I didn't say hello. Hello. But I mean, you guys saw it. That was New Year's Eve day, the day we went. So we had great weather that day. And now we're having the gray weather instead. It looks like maybe a little peak of sun, of course, now that, the lights are back on in my house. But yeah, it's been gray all day. We got like misty rain, so I put out my potted plants, especially the orchids like that. So I put them out. But I also went and bought another one of these cocktail grapefruits I had on my live, and I did not keep it in the fridge because I wanted it to ripen, but it looks like little man might have bit it, which he'll do sometimes with fruit that's on the counter. Anyway, this is to give you a better idea. Here's that cocktail grapefruit. There's a regular peeling orange. I think this one is like organic, but from California probably. These are really, yeah, it just says USA. I imagine it's from California. But yep, there's the size of it. And what's so funny is that, the genetics are the pomelo. So weird. A mandarin and a pomelo made that. It's like a Mandello. I know. BOGO on orchids. I've put a couple in the tree out back, but then it's on the strangler fig and the palm tree that goes up right up the center. And that's why it's called a strangler fig, because they'll wrap themselves around palm trees and strangle them out. But mine hasn't tapped out. It's still living. That's what's the craziest thing. No, Malachi, get out of the kitchen and stop spitting. Yes. Are you plugged in? Are you plugged in? He unplugged and he's at 4%. This is one of those days where I want to pull out my hair as a mom. I used to love having my orange trees. Yeah, I miss my dad's. Did they come and cut them down, Passamaquoddy? That's what they did to ours. Pot Mandarin, yeah. That sounds kinda cool. We, lost ours, but what was cool was my mom got the check for it when she moved back to the state. They had finally processed the payments for the fruit trees that they had come through and cut down, and they paid them. I don't know who sued or if that was part of the deal, but they paid for the trees that they cut down. That's supposed to be plugged in. Is it plugged in? I can't. Oh, well, they were on our property. They still went through, and you had to allow them to cut down the trees. I'm surprised they didn't do that in Brooksville unless you just missed that window and they didn't know about your trees, maybe. But no, that's not an orange. Mandelo. Yeah. Just say grapefruit. Can you say grapefruit? You're not going to taste this right now. We'll taste it later. You were born in East LA? Really? Can you sing that? Can you belt that out? Yep, orchids and bikinis bloom year round there. Yeah, I don't know. Glenn's feeling some of the cold up there, and we have freezes in Ocala, and Brooksville probably got some freezes too. Like the northern part of the state and the central get freezes. Give me it. Give me it. Thank you. What is that? Ugh, please stop touching everything. No, you. All right. I'm gonna have to excuse myself again and have to get his plug so I can plug him in. Yeah. Well, I think they just did it. It was the state that did it. So you could throw a fit, but it was going because it was the whole citrus industry of the state that was at risk. But yeah, it was not fun. And it was a true thing that was happening because the poor farmers, a lot of them vacated their land because I think they went into foreclosure. So it was such a mess. All right, I'll be right back. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Hey, Brampton, coming right back in a sec. All right, let's try this again. Sorry, chasing the sun. You want to be in the Keys? Oh, 80 years ago. How does that work out? You wouldn't even be like an amoeba. You ain't 80. You're fixing it. Which side dish are you making? Did you make their spinach dip? I can't even touch a lot of the North stuff because of them using MSG in a lot of their products. Just like Campbell's. I never knew it. Hey, WD Guac and Roll. Good to see you. No, don't jump on that. Sit down. No, get your feet out of there. Give that to mommy too. You don't jump on that. Give me the one with the feet. You don't jump on it. So massager, foot massager, and a neck massager. Whoops, that I got for Christmas. Boy, he's being a challenging little one. Spent the whole like morning with him, but he's still. You're prepping potatoes? Cool. Yeah, the Keys are awesome. I wouldn't want to live down there because I don't like that whole one way in, one way out, and that heck a long bridge to get out of there in case something goes wrong. But other than that, it's a nice place to visit. It's beautiful. Like the homes are beautiful and everything. You made some sausages, Brampton? Wow. What kind? Oh, they're chicken with pasta. Oh, okay. I was thinking you were making like one of the Nor, like, their dips or something like that. I forgot they had, the noodles and all that they make. Yeah, you need an escape boat. Yeah, my ex has a $1 million house in Key Largo with his wife that I told him to marry. Like, you need to just marry her. Leave me alone. I met somebody that's going to be my husband. But then I saw that house and I was like, ugh, nope. What? Okay. Thank you. Curious George leads the band at 2%. You've got to stay plugged in. I ordered 6 more schemes. Karen. Nice. I want to do the granny squares. Try that when, of course I have time. Maybe at my new property. We'll see if that ever happens. That's when I will get it. Yeah, we would beat out the Key Westers. That's right. If it came from there. Divided into 3 parts. Nice. I have part of the sausage, like the attachment for my KitchenAid, but I don't think I have the whole thing. And that's what's so aggravating is I think I would have to rebuy the whole thing. I've heard of that they have it specifically for that, the Granny Square yarn. I just saw somebody using that. Hey, KP Heathen, good to see you. Oh, the one thing I wanted to tell you is, and you guys might have seen it, Cooking at Pam's Place had a warning, like she's doing these warnings about different things that are getting recalled, but she hit on something that I didn't know about. Like shredded cheese, most of us know has cellulose, which is wood pulp that they use, or they'll sometimes use potato starch, or sometimes they'll use both. But they also use a drug on it so it will not mildew, but they're still having problems, I guess, in the industry because it's still mildewing. So I don't know if they're planning on spraying more of it on there, but it's actually an eye medication that they'll use for conjunctivitis. It's a antifungal. It's called natamycin or pimericin, I think is how you say it, or pimericin is what it's known as. So yeah, all of us who use shredded cheese have been ingesting antifungal and possibly who knows how much and through the years. I just can't believe like they're all worried about, hey, don't do overdo the antibiotics. I think they're more concerned about that because it's already in our food. So I'm going to investigate, a little bit more and see what else pops up. But that was really kind of disturbing. That sounds so good, Brampton. That's what I want to get to where I can make some of that stuff myself. I like kibasi or kibasa. We used to call it kibasi at my house. That was like our nickname for it. You're too cheap to buy shredded cheese. Well, my sister took I had mom's and then I gave it to her. She didn't really take it. I had my mom's food processor. It was an older one. I want to get a food processor. I did finally go out and buy myself a shredder again, like just one of those stand-up shredders for cheese and because I like fresh Parmesan and I had started doing that with the shredding of my own cheese because of the cellulose. but there's a lot of like instant recipes or freezer recipes that call for, the pre-shredded cheese. I have that one that you order from Passamaquoddy, but not like fresh. Eh, I haven't really looked into that. I haven't seen one like usually in our papers. I do know that we used to have an Italian market that did it because they were our competition for the Italian market that I worked at, and that might be a place. But as far as like butchers that other like small towns have, haven't seen. We have like more like fishmongers than we have butchers. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I didn't know like the Costco meat. GT was having an issue with it, and it was Maureen who said about that they use that meat glue, or it looks like the fat because he was saying it had an odd taste. He took them back, the steaks. Like he got some nice looking steaks, but then once he made one, he was like, tastes weird. And they looked fresh. Like he was showing the steaks, but then when he was showing it, he showed the fat and he said, the fat's weird. And then that's when she said about that. And I was like, what? And some other people in the side chat didn't know about it either, that they will use it to glue cheaper cuts of meat together and create these steaks. Oh, they stopped the free shipping. I'm sorry, Passamaquoddy. They were great as far as that turkey breast I bought on sale there, kept in my freezer, and it ended up being really good. Like when I made it, I cut it though. I didn't leave it, you know, in that shape. I cut it and then I bought some fresh young turkey thighs from our Publix and some necks, and because those were the cheaper one, the cheaper cuts. No, it's not all marbling. Nope, creative redundancy. Welcome to Grossville. The stuff they put into our food is unbelievable. Yeah, that's, another reason. I wouldn't mind having like a small farm, but I don't think like I don't know how we could process our own. We would have to move near somebody who could process the meat for us because as we age, I don't know how we could process that other than, chickens and go fishing, like beef wise. I don't know. I wonder what we could do to create a trade with somebody who's raising beef. Like what? Beef is so expensive. Exactly. You know what went into those sausages. Now, did you use natural casings? And like if you did, do you buy them already like pre-cleaned out? Like how does that work? Because I always wondered about that. I love a good like casing that like the sausage kind of snaps, but it can't be like feeling like it's thick or like, yeah, I'll peel it off if it doesn't have the right texture. I know, right? It's called meat glue. Yep, just look it up, CR, meat glue. You'd rather rub it on your body? What? Yeah. So then do you have to like are you doing a video or did you do a video about it? Cuz do you like pre-boil that or I like how do you like scald it? Cuz is that what they used to call chitlins? You've seen videos on it too. Okay, CR. I wasn't sure the way that you said that. Wait, that's not marbling? What? Curious George live action segment? Okay. Okay. Oh, hold on one second. He loves Curious George live action segment. Harvard. There. I don't know if that's going to go through or not. Wow. Wow. Gave you a bunch of choices. Oh, wow. Yeah. Hmm. Just tape it like the stars do, Homestead. Just get some tape. Aid's wondering if there'll be a video for you gluing your parts back. The the pre I don't know, pre-gravity look. Probably end up like all cattywampus. It'll like work in some place and not in others because that's just like something they would make for us where it's just not going to work correctly all the way. Here, honey, you can drink your water while you're sitting here. But yeah, that was pretty gross finding out about the medicine. And prior to that, the meat glue. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Definitely makes me want to at least get to a place where chickens are legal, for goodness sakes. Even quail is not legal where I am. The problem is I live in the vacation state and we have such great weather, except for the possible hurricane that could totally wipe out our house and our lives. Oh my god, so messed up. That's just so messed up. Yep. Mhm. AIDS egging them on. That's what we're here for, to encourage one another. I'm telling you though, that's like I can't believe like what I some of the girls that I saw. Sorry, I just flicked you all off. Itch in my eye that are on there. Like I didn't see them on there. They were being interviewed about how much they make on OnlyFans. And I do not like how it's like being pushed out to my daughter's age group as, oh, this is the thing to do. Like, forget, you know, getting a degree and everything else. Just go make your money on OnlyFans. Okay, Brampton, I totally understand. Enjoy those calls while you've got them. I would. Part of the recipe. All together with super glue and meat glue. Yep. Part of the recipe in this. No. I'm sure maybe human. Yeah. Well, they do, instead of stitches, they'll use the super glue, but medical super glue. That's something that you should always have in your actual first aid for end of days. What? Curious George live action segment, Harvard Museum of Natural History. Let me see if I can remember it. Curious George live action segment, Harvard Museum of Natural History. It was interesting too. I learned why I trip over my words. That's part of ADHD too. Is language processing issues can also be speech issues that can hit, and it's probably why I have a hard time conversing when things are like really overwhelming, around me. We are here to support each other's dreams. That's just messed up though. Up here, let me see what's this. Up here, most farmers raise Angus, or Angus mixed. I hate it. You do? Wow. I only buy Holstein. Less and less have Holstein, or half cow comes to the freezer in 2 weeks. What's the difference? The flavor to you? You can taste it. It's a different flavor. My husband can't stand grass fed, Shawnee. No grass fed beef. It just doesn't have the same flavor as, corn fed. And he doesn't realize, though, he's not getting corn fed. He's getting soy fed, is the problem. And then he'll end up with, bigger boobs than me as we age, eating all that soy fed meat. Welcome back, Passamaquoddy. I bet your meal is tasty. I made penne. Well, it was red lentil penne in vodka sauce with the shrimp scampi, all mixed together. Oh, the texture, you can tell by the texture. Wow. So does Holstein have more marbling or less? Because I was looking too at like small cows, and I know J3 was saying that Danny had a larger cow now, but they had those other ones, Dexter maybe? They were like a smaller cow breed that they had gotten for a while. And I was looking into like, well, what's a, maybe a smaller cow that we could have so we could have, cheese and meat. I don't know if we would necessarily use it for milk because, well, my husband does use milk for cereal right now. He's on a cereal kick. But actually, he might have switched over to oatmeal now that it's getting cooler, which it hasn't gotten really cool down here. But yeah, I would rather it for cheese and meat, which I'll have to actually ask some friends about, like where to begin homesteading. Janice, they have cows. She's the one who taught us the difference between a heifer and a cow. A cow is after they have a baby, they're called a cow. Up until that point, they're called a heifer. I didn't even know that. That was kind of cool. So it would be a huge learning curve, though. That's the only thing. That and pigs. Oh my gosh. Chickens will be a learning curve, but not. We've had small birds, so kind of. Only difference is that our little birds didn't eat grit. Um, and you give, I guess, oyster shells to your chickens for calcium, and it acts as a grit. Yeah, cows. Well, I imagine they do because that'll make the cheese. I'm not into like goats. I don't feel like chasing them around when they get out and having to just always. Well, you have to chase any animal that gets out, but you know what I mean. They're like the most prone to escaping and just jumping clear of things, and you have to rethink your pen. You know, and I just the rutting of the male, the smell, I don't mentally I can't get over that. But I understand that some people need to do goat's milk instead of, cow milk. I get that. And I know like Justin Rhodes was even checking to see if his cows had that A2, I guess it is, the genetics. So their milk isn't as how do you say, upsetting to us humans. Ah, there he is. See, I knew if I said your name, you'd show up. I knew it. There he is. Hey, J3GS. Good to see you. Yeah, J3GS Farm is the one. Goat milk is better. So much better. Yeah, I just, what did it for me? Like to give me that negative feeling is the first time ever I had goat cheese, their goat cheese wasn't fresh enough. And if you've ever had goat cheese that isn't fresh, it tastes like vomit, at least to me. So that was my first initial. Since then, I've had fresh goat cheese, and it is pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you could like milk the little ones, the little tiny ones, they're so cute. Maybe them, you know, be a little bit more manageable. But the larger goats, and then the making the baby goats, and to get the milk from those bigger goats, I don't know. It's a lot. I do like that you get to, sell your meat locally. I think that's great. Yeah, that fancy the goat fund me. Yeah, I probably would need a goat fund me account. Mm, yep. And then they might go and eat the neighbor's garden or something on you. Like your goats get out and make create a instant, you know, feud with the neighbor because you just ate his yard and his yard happened to be his, spring garden. No, it's not all bad, but smaller animals want to start with, fowl, birds first. And right now, oh, you have? Oh, thank you, J3. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Um, just want to be able to not have them be illegal. I just think that's so crazy. I don't know. See, because we are in an HOA, that's the other thing I'd like to get out of the HOA. Ooh, that sounds good too. Some homemade French fries. Yum. Raised many goats long ago. I love goats. Oh yeah? Lots of fun. And they're smart. Definitely smarter than sheep. I just watched some video where they had sheep going in a circle for hours on end and nobody broke the circle. They just kept following each other. Oh my goodness. Like, what does that say about us that God calls us sheep? We do kind of follow one another, that's for sure. I know that Rose loved her goats from that channel. I can't think of her channel now. Oh, Bob's into milking chickens. Okay. Well, there was another channel he liked to milk his rabbits. Oh yeah, how's that going with that sheep of yours? Have you found anybody that will actually work with you to harvest the meat? That's what we were just talking about. I've got to go and look and see too. Like if I'm looking at an area, make sure they have a butcher that would work with me if I decide to raise other animals that need to be butchered. And I don't mean like chickens, I mean the larger ones. 'Cause my husband is like 57 now. By the time, yeah, he would be getting into his 60s, but also he has herniated discs and he has like the narrowing. I can't think of it. It's where the spinal cord narrows. And that's a concern for me too for him is that issue. No, thank you. We don't need to say that out loud. Oh no. But I was gonna open the panel, but I'm not sure how y'all are feeling about that. I do have some time, which is good. But yeah, I was taken back by that whole thing with, another drug that's in our food. How much more are they going to put in our food? Even talking about putting vaccines into our meat and things like that. That's just some scary stuff. And the thing is my husband is keeping up on all the, um, conflicts that are going on, but he doesn't keep up with that. Oh no. He's that much fun. He makes you want to turn him into compost. Uh-oh. Well, the blueberry bushes might really enjoy that. So you would end up eating the sheep a little bit. You'd eat him because you turned him into more blueberries. Oh, is milking mice difficult? I was about to say something. I'm not going to say it because it's daytime. This is Malachi's new thing. Is he just giggles like so much. It's almost like uncontrollable giggling. Honey, can you drink some more of your water? No. No, you're not. I would know if you're doing that. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm wondering if I should. Let me see. I have the. It's just been a weird day, and he's being weird. I'm concerned about going too long and him. You scooting in? Can you scoot in? Come on, you're doing it. There, you're scooted in. There you go. Yeah, I've never milked a mouse before, Bob. I can say that. I can attest that. But then again, I've never milked a cow. So that was all, my dad knew how to do all that stuff. I wish he would have taught me. I wish when I was younger we would have gone back to his family farm again. But I think by then, when I was born, my grandparents were done anyway. And they were selling things off, including they were selling the land, piecemealing the land out too. for their retirement. Because, you know, he was a farmer all his life. That was basically his retirement, was his land. Um, but meanwhile, my grandmother on the other side, who had a farm, what she did with the land was she took part of it and put trailers on it and created a trailer park. So she was making money that way off her land in her retirement. They did a little bit of everything. That was my great grandmother and great grandfather. No, don't pull on my plant.
No.
That's why I can't go outside and do gardening often lately, because I will be planting and he will be pulling things. And he won't know the difference between pulling up a plant that, you know, matters compared to a weed.
Poopy.
Farm people, not animals. I don't get it. I don't want to farm people. You mean, wait, we make money with the animals though, and you know, use them for your food. But he was making money with the crops that they were doing, but it was a lot of work. Dad said, I think it was 10 cents an ear back in the day. They were selling corn, 10 cents an ear. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. He is just Cucamonga. Yep, we were trailer park kangs before it was, you know, a thing to do. My grandmother and her brother and sisters also had a restaurant that wasn't too far from the farm that they ran for some time. I don't know, like the German grandparents, I'm not really sure actually my great grandparents, what my grandfather actually did. I'll have to go back and look that up and see if I can find it. I know my great grandmother's father was a wagon. He would fix wagons. Hey. All right, now we're going to get a lesson on why goats are great and sheep are not.
No, that's not what I intended to tell you, but sheeps are just dumb, stupid.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I've heard too that they're prone to parasites more than a lot of the other animals.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that sheep out there, he has a lot of food out there, but he'd rather eat the tarp that's covering him up from the rain and snow.
Oh, gosh. Are you kidding?
Figure that out.
And we were worried about them putting stuff in our food, and the food eats enough plastics of its own accord.
That's it.
Messed up.
I could see if the sheep wasn't eating or whatever, but that idiot out there, he just, I don't know.
I've never heard. I didn't know they do stuff like that. Yeah, I think I'll skip the sheep.
Now, see, the saying was goats eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, my goats didn't eat no tarp or anything. They did eat the barn because it was wood, but they didn't eat no tarp or anything out there.
Yeah.
This fella's eating on the tarp, and he's got food out there. He got grain, corn, and all that out there, and straw.
That's so crazy. I've never heard that before. I didn't know that they would do that. I knew about the parasites because I remember watching that happen to the other one, the Rhodes family. He had those sheep and he lost that like whole herd of them and he didn't know why until it was too late and they were basically all gone. The last one died, I think, after he took the second to the last to the vet and they found out it was a parasitic load. Or that was just sad.
Right. I thought he was about to go. I took and fed him, and he started eating. Then all of a sudden, he started drooling at the mouth, drooling at the nose, and all
Oh,
this stuff. He'd take a knee, get back up, take a knee, get back up.
oh no.
So, well, if you're gone, you're gone.
Oh
Next thing you
yeah.
know, less than 5 minutes later, he eating and running around like usual. I think he was eating too fast and ended up choking himself. But
Oh yeah, that can happen. I'm
yeah,
sure. Yeah, sounds
but
about right.
I never again have a sheep on my property. If the 4-H come, hey, you got to pick up. What kind of animal is it?
Yeah.
If they say it's a sheep, well, you might as well give my grandson an F. You gonna give him something else other than a sheep?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, gotta let that be known. No, no sheep. We are
Is
not
it
raising sheep
no
ever
sheep?
again.
But
Yeah.
I came up because you were talking about how they were putting the chemicals in the food for us,
Hmm.
and the reason they no
I don't know about that. Passamaquoddy pigs used to
what.
be used for the mob. They would eat people.
Have a
They,
good day.
pigs will eat anything too.
Well, if you ever seen the movie Soylent Green,
Mm-mm.
no,
Thanks to
that's
Bob
way
and some
before your
other
time.
men who have talked about it, I have
Yeah,
not been in a hurry to.
and I believe that's going to end up being us at one point.
Yeah.
But right now, because people won't do all the stuff that they're having us to do, everybody's not taking a shot. Everybody's
Yeah.
if you see it's not healthy, straight off the bat, somebody gonna say no, and
Here, hold
that's
on one second. Little man he wants to. Okay, go ahead. Come up. Come over here.
Wait.
Go ahead, wave. Go ahead. He keeps going, wave, wave. Okay.
Mrs.
No, Mrs. Claus isn't available today, honey. She's on vacation. So yeah, about them putting that into the food.
right.
You were
They put
saying?
it in the food because
Mhm.
that's gonna be the only way that they can control us actually.
Yeah.
And my analysis of it is you got a lot of people that I'm not gonna say they're blind, but they refuse to listen.
Hmm.
It's easier for them to go out and get something already cooked than for them to go in their own kitchen and cook.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I kind of my wife she get mad at me, but you need to cook. You need to cook.
Yeah.
I relieve you 3.5 days a week. So
Mm.
other days you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
And
I think my husband likes me cooking rather than ordering out, but mostly because it's also the price. It's gone up so much because they're
yes.
paying the higher price to the workers. But yeah, I need to.
No, it's not that they're paying the workers more money.
Well, down here they are. They're paying them more. Even in the McDonald's, like down here, they're getting paid more. But what
I
were you
think
saying? They up there, they're not.
I think it's all about the greed.
Oh yeah,
That's all I can see is the greed because
yeah,
I done seen a few people work at McDonald's and they wasn't getting that much.
yeah, yeah. Well, Home Depot I think starts at 14 now. That's minimum. That's not if you have
Right.
experience or anything. And the CNA was making that, and she went and got like skills to be a CNA. She went and took a course and had to get her certificate to say she was a CNA. Can you get up?
But you know, a CNA is nothing more than a nurse's assistant,
Yeah,
a
they have the
bit
poopy
paying.
jobs. Yeah,
And now I did that for a year and a half.
that's hard
And
work. It's hard on your back. Like
yeah, I used to do it in nursing.
I was my mom's. The days the CNA couldn't make it, I was my mom's CNA. That's hard work,
Yeah,
like physically.
I did it for my mom and my dad. And
Oh, bless you.
my wife, she said, "Well, I got to give you some relief, this and that." And then when it turned around, she was doing more than I was.
Aw.
She was making what 9 meals a day until I said,
Mm.
"No, no, we ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that no more."
Yeah, yeah. That's so hard. Yeah, it was good to have my mom here because she came here right before COVID. You want to come over and wave again? Come here. Go ahead. There. Go ahead. Wave to Mr. J. right there.
Hey,
It's not Mrs. Claus. Does he look like Mrs. Claus? No. No, he doesn't look like Mrs. Claus, you silly boy. You're silly.
Reindeer.
Nope, no reindeer. We're talking about sheep and how we never want to have those.
that's right.
Wave.
We did wave. No more waving. Thank you. They'll keep doing it over and over again. That's the OCD part.
I know how it is with grandchildren.
Okay, thank you. Pigs are edible, not like
I've got 5.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, not like eating a tarp. Yeah, I haven't seen pigs eat a tarp. That's one thing. Yeah.
That's
They'll eat people though. They will eat a baby.
yeah.
Leave the baby. You never put a baby down, near
You
the
don't
pig
put a grown
stall. Well,
you don't put a grown man down in front
oh
of
no,
you.
that's right. You never only trip the people you really, really don't like because they,
Yeah,
might not get up into one piece. Hey, Storms, good to see you.
and they're strong enough to crack them bones as well.
Oh, that's so scary. Yeah, they are. Yeah, that's why even if we did pigs, it would have to be like a small pig. And then I saw something they're dealing with, and I don't know if it's true because you know how they like to scare us with a disease with the swine, like not the swine flu, it's something else, some other kind of swine, European thing,
That's why it's better
disease.
being prepared than to be in fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. European swine fever. Concussion of concern. Yeah, that's what I think it was. They had it when I was looking up small pigs to
Mhm.
have like for homesteaders that make good bacon. What are the smallest pigs that make good bacon? Is what I was looking at.
Potbelly stove. What was it? Potbelly?
No, I think those are the ones you keep as a just
Yeah.
for
You
like a
you keep
dog.
you keep them till you're ready to put them in the refrigerator.
Ooh, yeah. Just seems weird though, because they're the ones that people treat as dogs. But then you see a full grown one in people's houses, and I'm like, you're nuts. That is
That's-
that's a
ain't no
pig.
kid coming in here. No.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no. And pig poop is some of it's the stinkiest stuff.
Yes, it
Like,
is.
ooh. Even if you can train them, who wants to empty that?
The
Ooh.
only thing about the pig is it stinks, but they mix it in with the dirt real good.
Yeah, it's good for the soil.
Mm.
Absolutely. But
Now,
like training them to go in the house in a box, I'm not emptying that.
I had
Gonna-
a I had a cousin, and he had a pig that was over 500 pounds. Well, he was the cleanest pig you'll ever see.
Mm, I
Inside
think
his
that.
inside his stall, there was a concrete slab.
Hmm.
He'll go down in the dirt and everything, but when he come back to the concrete slab, he would shake himself off and everything. He never looked dirty.
I'll be
No,
darned. I knew they were clean, but I didn't know what they meant by they're clean when they sit there and love to get in the mud. How that worked out.
I think it's if you provide it for them, they'll get muddy. But if you don't give them an area that has mud in it and stuff,
Hmm.
I don't think they'll because this
Hmm.
fella he never had mud in there or anything. He had one section where he would wet the animal, but
Hmm.
it didn't make puddles and all that. So
Yeah.
the pig never really messed around with mud. He would walk over there to get wet and stuff, but
Hmm.
he'll come out of it.
Yeah, I wonder if you can just do that, like have a mister over the concrete area so then they're not getting like that. I didn't even think of that. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I can't have any pigs out here where I'm at.
That's right. You said that one was off limits, but you can have horses.
I can have anything but pigs.
That's like so weird. I just think it's maybe they're afraid they're gonna escape and go feral, and they already have that issue with the hogs. Like, I
Uh-huh.
can't believe they would just say, "Well, everything but nope, no pigs."
Yeah, I went to City Hall and checked with them and everything because, like I tell everybody, if I ever show you the front of my house, you'll see I'm in the city. But when you look at the
Yeah,
back of my house, I'm in the country.
that's right. That's right. Because okay, that might
But
be why right there.
I had to go talk to the young lady. I said, "Tell me what can I have and what I can't have on my farm." She said, "Your
Hmm.
farm?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna have a farm." And she pulled out the book. She started reading. You can have this. You can have this. You can have this. The only thing you can't have is pigs. I said, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have to check when when I'm looking exactly. Don't want to get into another zone where they're like, you can't have, you can't have, you can't have, and
That's right.
you
Because
end up,
I'm trying to find some property out of the city because I
yeah,
want my own and I don't want nobody to tell me what I can have and what I can't have.
right. I know, right? That's the truth. And down here, like our insurance is so high, it's practically a house payment even after you're done paying off the house. Or it's just
Yes.
crazy. Cows can end you
There, there
easily.
is a way we're going to continue rip you off
Yeah,
the day you close your eye.
yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. You can pretend that you own that, but actually we do. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, you know what? They've already got us with that. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy because they can come in and seize this anytime they want.
Well,
Basically, they've set it up that way and just
once I,
make you disappear. Like they made people just kind of disappear.
yeah,
Like,
but once I find the property that's
yeah,
good for me, I'm going to go dig my mother up and she's coming on my property.
I'm gonna exhume her.
Yeah, she's going to be moved to my property. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, well, that would make sense. I mean, I don't. I would probably want that too. My
I'm
parents
still,
were cremated though, so they're in urns. And
that's right. The urn could be put in the yard too.
yeah, yeah. We get our
And
final place.
fertilize the fruit trees.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's true. I have some places that I want. I know they would have wanted, but I have to wait because I don't want to hear nothing from nobody about it. Just me say I love you. Yeah, I've seen cows love on people. They have this one place that they don't get eaten. It's called the Gentle Barn or Farm or something. God bless you. And it's like a big, big petting zoo, basically. And the cows are super happy to know that they're not going to get eaten. And they'll just sit with people like a dog and let them pet them and everything. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah,
Now,
especially if you have a bucket of sweet feed. Any animal will be your friend. You have a bucket of their food, just about.
yeah, everything on my farm I'm going to be able to eat. The dog is the only thing that I ain't got to worry.
For now, things don't get
Yeah,
too
for
bad.
now.
For now, because other countries. We were talking about. I was watching couple was taking video. You've probably seen it too because it's on YouTube. Um, they were eating at an Asian restaurant in some Asian country, and they noticed nobody was touching the greens on their table. Like, that's weird. Nobody's touching the greens. Why don't we just wait and see why nobody is eating their greens that they put on the table? 2 seconds later, right after he said it, they dumped the greens off the table that just left onto the new greens that they just brought out from the kitchen in this big, like, bucket. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, not eating those greens. Like, they recycled them. And it reminded me of, I had heard a GI say that about they would actually fold their caps and stick them in the beer because they would reseal the beers. They would put draft in the beers where they were stationed and reseal the beer on them. And
Hmm.
so one, whoever found it out told the other guys and was like, we gotta kind of outsmart
Well,
this situation.
since you say that, there is a restaurant. When I lived in Chicago, I worked there, and there was a pineapple salad,
Hmm.
and folks would always order that. And they'll take the pineapple shell back to the kitchen. They'll get a big spoon and they'll scrape the whole thing out, rinse it out, and use it again. And the thing to it is, people were actually the ones that were sitting eating and stuff. They would
Uh-huh.
smoke cigarettes and they'll take the cigarettes and stick it down in there, put it
Oh,
in.
that's so
And
nasty. Wow.
I didn't stay there too long.
Yeah, no, that is just so bad. I would be like out the door and maybe be
I,
calling
I was
somebody.
I
Like,
was
you
still in
might want to drop
school.
by that place.
I was still in school, and I didn't. Hmm.
Oh, yeah. I know, we just don't know back then what to do with situations like that until we get older.
But
And
that
even then, sometimes it's not worth it because they have your address from giving you a check sometimes, so it's just
well,
you
I
can't.
wasn't worried about that. I wanted my check. It was
Yeah,
close to graduation, and all that. I wanted all my money I can get. So
yeah, yep. I understand that. I had a friend that passed around fight buried in his yard. He didn't want anyone having that. Wow, wow. I'm sure somebody probably has it. They just maybe put a little fence around him.
what's it? Oh, that's what, when you put it on your property.
It's
Let's
true.
see. I was I don't know
That's
whether it was TikTok or whatever, but and they were saying, okay, back in the old days when a family member died, whatever, they put them in the backyard. But now, uh, folks saw it was a way of getting money. So now you have a
mm,
funeral, and the funeral director get paid, and
yes, right,
everybody get paid except for the people that perished. Their
right.
family when they don't get paid.
Yeah, it basically robs their family of their inheritance, which the person worked so hard to leave behind.
Yes.
Yeah, it is that's such a scam. Same thing with the whole thing of you have to do probate in these states, and it's like, I don't need you to help me sort stuff unless somebody from the family comes and sues me, that's different, but they paid
Right.
their dues while they were alive. You don't get more.
Right.
That's just rotten.
Well, this property I have here, I didn't go through the realtor.
It's awesome. Hey, Janice.
I didn't go through. I didn't go through nobody. I got online and I read and I find out what you got to do for property to be yours.
Mhm.
I filled out the paperwork myself. I had the other fella signed it, and I had a notary do it. And then
Great.
I took the paper to the land office myself. That was it.
Yeah.
And the only thing you got to do is make sure that the property you get is actually debt free, or
Mhm.
you can tell them you'll pay it. Now, when
Oh,
I
the
bought,
back taxes. Yeah, this was a foreclosure. We dealt with that, but the bank took forever with the paperwork. It was such a pain. Such a pain. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
the,
interrupt.
the guy I bought the last bit of this property from, he was only like, I think it was like $200 and something dollars. I said, don't worry about it. I will pay it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that convinced him even more to sign the paperwork. Because when I originally talked to him, he wanted he wanted a little over $20,000 for 2.5 acres. I said, no, man. So I just left him alone. I said, well,
Yeah.
and he was way older than me. He may be 80 something years old. No, said close to 80 now. And
Mm,
the only reason he bought this property because the hospital up here, uh, some new people bought it from Florida.
mm.
They did a whole bunch of remodeling and everything, and some folks started buying up a whole bunch of property around here so they could sell it to doctors and all this other stuff. But
Oh,
in
okay.
this
Yeah. That's
area,
what happened in Atlanta when Atlanta became the medical hub. It went out from Atlanta and all those properties went up.
right?
All of them.
And
Yeah.
the only problem is this property. It's not my property is good, but
Mhm.
the other property around me, when it
Yeah.
rains, it pours, it floods.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah.
And the thing with that is, when I got this house and everything, uh, the property was just sitting back there, and he wanted all that money. I said, nah, we'll
Mm,
wait. And finally, I guess he needed money or whatever. I told him, I tell you what, I give you $4,000. I got it for 4,000.
wow.
I did all the paperwork and everything myself.
Wow, that's great. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
My parents had property they ended up selling, but they I think only they got 5,000. They were hoping to get more, but it was when the economy was still recovering from the last downturn. And it was over where we have the mermaids in Florida.
Hmm.
Wiki Watchy. I couldn't think of that name for a second. They had it in Wiki Watchy. Now I wish they held on to it and would have passed that down to me because That's probably worth quite a bit of money.
Well,
Quite a bit.
that's my desire. I want due to me being a veteran and all that stuff, they say I can have 150 acres, and
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna keep going on that 150 acres until I find it. And when I find it, my kids, my grandkids, other
It's
family members,
wonderful.
you're allowed to move on here. You just not allowed, you just can't try to sell it or whatever.
Mm, yeah.
If you built a house and you don't want it anymore,
Oh,
you can
thanks, Angela. Good to see you. Sorry.
no problem. You can sell it to your children. You can sell it to other kinfolks, whatever.
Mhm.
But you can't sell it on the outside.
Mm,
And that's
okay.
what I'm working for.
Oh, okay. So then you do get to kind of pass it down, but if you don't have anybody to pass it down to, do they take back the
Ooh,
land and end up selling
that's
it?
the problem right there. If you don't have anybody to pass it to, government gonna run right in and take it,
Mhm.
or the city, I should say.
Mm. Well, that ain't fair. Should be
Yeah,
able to sell it after you put in your work in the land.
yes. You got kinfolks around here somewhere.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
That's right. There you go. That's
considering
right. Start making a family of people.
after the military, I started working at the prison system. I had people there that were my family. We didn't even know we were family.
Oh, wild.
And a few years later, we find out, oh, we're cousins.
Wow. There you go. 2 bedroom with a half acre. Well, that was good. You had a place that had 2 bedroom. Yeah, that was good for back then.
Mm-hmm.
That was for 2010. That was in Brooksville. Okay. Yeah, I don't plan on going to Brooksville. That's the only thing is with our mixed family, we have to watch out where we go with hate groups and things like that.
Right.
Act.
Well, folks ought to have common sense now, but I know everybody ain't got common sense. With the
Mhm.
way things going on in this world, it don't matter whether you're black, white, purple, or blue.
True.
You better come together as one.
Yeah. And I think that's what they fear the most. That's why they're always dividing us because there's way more of us than there is of the elites.
Hmm.
Way, way more of us.
Yeah, they
They would
use
put
that.
aside our differences or at least see that like some of our differences are actually us wanting the same thing. It's just worded differently.
Yes.
Because like even when they had the kids that were dressing in all black, tearing stuff up and complaining about greed is
Mm.
basically what they were complaining about. It was like, hey, we don't like greed either, but we're not going to burn everything down because then you got to use money to build it back.
Hey,
There's got to be a happy medium here somewhere that we can all agree to.
I don't let there be no difference because I got 3 white aunts, and we love each other. We do what we need to
Mm,
do.
yeah. No, I meant the black outfits.
No, I meant I
Mm.
was literally saying yes.
Oh, okay.
I have white people in my family.
Oh, okay. No, please don't spit. Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, I might have to go because it might be the real one because now he said it quite a few times.
All right.
Oh, Bam, Arthur, you just making it in. Good to see
How
you.
you doing, Bammit?
That's right.
It's
Yeah,
not a problem. I got to go anywhere and start preparing to cook.
I know. I got to do the same thing. Dinner
Today is
calling.
Friday.
I wanted to order pizza for Fri-Yay.
No.
And then now you're saying cooking it in the kitchen, make it a kitchen. I
Well,
don't know if I have stuff to make pizza.
I'm gonna do some fried fish and some baked fish
Oh, that sounds good too. That sounds really
with
good.
fries, and
No, sir. Turn that off. Turn that off right now. Now
I
he's
think
getting into the sink, something he's never done.
yeah,
I'm
I think I
coming.
got some okras in there, so that'll be it. Fries, okra, and fish.
That sounds good. That sounds like a perfect Friday dinner. No, sir. Malachi. Okay, I'm taking care of you. All right, I got to go on that third
All
or fourth
right, take it
poopy.
easy. Love you.
Okay, you
Everybody
guys.
in the chat, be blessed.
Thank you for coming up, J3.
Yes,
Appreciate
ma'am.
it. You too. Be blessed. Side chat, thank you so much for coming in. I'm sorry to some of you who came in a little bit later. I'm late today, but I try to do my best with him kind of bouncing off the walls over here. I did see you, Angela. I saw you, Janice. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, my ladies and gentlemen. I will hopefully see you later with this little man in bed when we can actually, chill together and chat. That's at 11:30 Eastern. The usual adult Fri-Yay, you know. So I appreciate it. I do have video out if you haven't seen it. It's just us at Mounts Botanical. At the very end of the video is less touring with music, and it's me looking at the plants. If you want to see like some of those plants up close that I'm looking at, a lot of it's herbs, but you'll see an iguana in there too that's mighty big near the end. So I hope you all have a good day and you enjoy whatever you're having for dinner this Friday. And I will hopefully see you at Fri-Yay tonight. Thank you guys. Bye. I better not leave the studio this time though. I'm going to end the stream. See you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye.